Coffee Break Spanish, Program 43.
Buenos dias, how you do? We got something for you. A bit of Spanish you can try. It's not hard, now don't you cry. Más cerveza, por favor. Un cafecito, I want more. No haggis here, I hope that's fine. Just a bit of Espanol online. Espanol, you're in control. Just be resilient. One in Spanish is dead brilliant. Just be prepared. Mark and Kara will take you there. Now you're on a roll. It's Coffee Break Español.
Hola!
Buenos dias.
This is Coffee Break Spanish, the show which brings you language learning with your latte.
We're in lesson 43 in Unit 5 of the course. If this happens to be the first time you're listening to Coffee Break Spanish, then we should tell you that we are coming to you from Scotland, bringing you weekly lessons in conversational Spanish.
You can find out all you need to know about the show on our website at www.coffeebreakspanish.com, and you can find out more information about all our other podcasts for language learners on www.radiolingua.com.
It's also worth mentioning, in response to a number of emails we've had, that if you're interested in becoming a premium member, but you're not sure how it works, you can now purchase the premium content unit by unit, as and when it suits you, rather than subscribing to the service. More about that later. Now, this week, we celebrated something of a milestone for Coffee Break Spanish. We launched the podcast on 18th of October 2006, so we've now been producing the podcast for over a year, and hopefully there are still lots more podcasts to come.
We could say Feliz Cumpleaños to Coffee Break Spanish.
We could indeed. Gracias a todos. Thanks to everyone who has been listening to the show.
So, what are we learning about this week, Mark?
Well, we're actually going to be continuing on from where we left off last week. But there's probably, as you've noticed, a part of the day that we've not spoken about. Everything that we do up until breakfast and everything that we do after dinner.
Sounds intriguing.
All will be revealed. Don't get too excited though. It's still gramática española. ¿Estás lista para empezar, Cara?
Sí, Mark. Estoy lista para aprender español con Coffee Break Spanish.
Okay, so as I explained there, this week we're talking about everything that happens before breakfast and after dinner. And you might wonder why this is all being kept for one separate podcast, but we'll explain why in just a moment. To begin with, I'm going to take you back to when you learned how to say, I am called, my name is. One of the first phrases that you learned back in lesson 2. How do you say, I am called Mark, or I am called Cara?
Me llamo Cara.
Me llamo Cara. Okay, so me llamo. Me llamo, at the time, I told you, actually means I call myself. And at the time you probably thought, what a strange way to say my name is. But this is when we're going to explain this further, because me llamo means I call myself, and it's what you call a reflexive verb. Now, reflexive verbs exist in many languages. In French, for example, you've got je m'appelle. In Italian, mi chiamo. And in German, other examples like ich frage mich and so on. What we want to think about in Spanish is simply using that small word, me, and then combining it with a normal verb. So, for example, me llamo is myself, I call. Me llamo, myself, I call. When we're talking about I call myself, it doesn't make as much sense. But when we're talking about things like me ducho literally means myself, I shower. I shower myself. So I have a shower. I take a shower. So try that. Me ducho.
Me ducho.
Me ducho.
Me ducho.
Okay, so me again means myself. Or you may have a bath instead. Me baño.
Me baño.
Me baño.
Me baño.
So literally, myself, I bathe. I bathe myself. And note that this means I bathe myself as in you wash yourself and so on. It doesn't mean that you don't bathe with anyone else, if you know what I mean. Anyway, me baño. I bathe myself. I have a bath. Me baño.
Me baño.
Me ducho. I have a shower.
Me ducho.
Or I shower myself and so on. And in fact, from the minute you wake up, you start to use reflexive verbs in Spanish. I wake up. In this case, you actually wake yourself up. Me despierto.
Me despierto.
Me despierto.
Me despierto.
Now, how would you say I wake up at 6?
Me despierto a las 6.
Me despierto a las 6. Muy bien. Now, sometimes waking up and actually getting up are two completely different things. So, me despierto a las 6, pero me levanto a las 7.
Me levanto a las 7.
It's actually not levanto, it's levanto. There's just one L there. Levanto.
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 Me levanto a las 7.
Me levanto a las 7.
Muy bien. Me despierto a las 6. Me levanto a las 7. Me ducho. Y me afeito.
Me afeito.
Yeah. Now, Cara, probably this wouldn't apply to you. It means I shave myself, okay? Me afeito. Me afeito. I have a shave.
Me afeito.
So it comes from afeitarse to shave. So me afeito.
Me afeito.
Okay, so let's go through these again. Me despierto.
Me despierto.
Me levanto.
Me levanto.
Me ducho.
Me ducho.
Or me baño.
Me baño.
Me afeito.
Me afeito.
Okay, now something that I'm probably less likely to do is use the phrase me maquillo.
Me maquillo.
Okay, now if I tell you that el maquillaje is the word for makeup, then me maquillo.
I put on makeup.
Yeah, I put on my makeup. So you may also want to say me peino.
Me peino.
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 Me peino means I do my hair. I comb my hair or whatever you do to your hair. Me peino.
Me peino.
And one other thing that hopefully you'll do before you go out the house is say me visto.
Me visto.
Me visto comes from vestirse, which means
To get dressed.
yeah, to get dressed, to put on your vest, I suppose. Me visto.
Me visto.
Me visto. I get dressed. So let's run through these later ones again. Me afeito.
Me afeito.
Me maquillo.
Me maquillo.
Me peino.
Me peino.
Me visto.
Me visto.
And always remember that in all of these, the me means myself. So I shave myself. Me afeito. Me maquillo. I put myself makeup on or something like that. Me peino. I do my hair or do my hair to myself. It's all things that you do to yourself. So me visto. I get myself dressed. All of these things happen before you go out of the house, hopefully, anyway. And when you get back at the end of the day, there are other things that you might do. For example, me acuesto.
Me acuesto.
Now, me acuesto is the sort of going to bed. It's not quite falling asleep. It's going to bed. So it's going upstairs and getting yourself organized for going to bed. Me acuesto.
Me acuesto.
And then another thing that you might do is me desnudo.
Me desnudo.
Now, you've got the word nudo in there, so you can probably work out what that means.
I get undressed.
I get undressed. Yeah, it's the opposite of me visto. Me desnudo.
Me desnudo.
And finally, what you'll probably do is say me duermo.
Me duermo.
And duermo is linked to dormir,
To sleep.
to sleep. Me duermo, I go to sleep.
Me duermo.
Okay, and again, all these phrases are using me, which really means myself, although in English, we don't always use the word myself in the phrase. So just as we don't say, I comb myself the hair or anything like that, in Spanish, you have to say me peino and me desnudo, me duermo. Everything, all these things are things that you do to yourself in a sense. We started this lesson by looking at me llamo, meaning I call myself. Cara, can you remember how you say, what do you call yourself? What is your name?
¿Cómo te llamas?
Como te llamas? So the llamas is using that as ending of the verb. So llamo, llamas. And what's happening to the me?
It's changing to te.
Yeah. So how would you say you get up?
Te levanto? Levantas?
Te levantas. Muy bien. Te levantas.
Te levantas.
Perfecto. Now, if I therefore wanted to ask you the question, at what time do you get up? How would I ask that?
¿A qué hora te levantas?
Muy bien. ¿A qué hora te levantas?
¿A qué hora te levantas?
Entonces, cara, ¿a qué hora te levantas?
Me levanto a las 7.
Perfecto. And this is a pattern that you get into if someone asks you, ¿a qué hora te levantas? You change the as to o, me levanto. Okay, and just the same way as we would do, ¿a qué hora desayunas? Desayuno. So desayunas becomes desayuno. ¿A qué hora te levantas? Me levanto. You've got to include the me in there because it's a reflexive verb. Now, again, like last week, some of these won't follow that as ending in the tu form. You'll probably hear a few es, which is spelled es as the end. As I ask Cara these questions, just try to begin to recognize the tu forms. We're concentrating on the yo, the I forms here, but try to recognize the tu forms so that we can use them in the future. We're also going to introduce some slightly more complicated times, and these will include, for example, a las 7:15. Cuarto being a quarter. So, a las 7:15.
7:15.
Yeah, 7:15. 7:15. And you also may hear, for example, a las 8:45.
A las 8:45. Is that 7:45?
7:45, yeah, 7:45. I know these phrases are said differently in different parts of the English-speaking world. In Spanish, a las 8:15 and a las 8:15. 8:15, 8:15, 8:15, 7:45, 7:45. Ok. Entonces, Cara, ¿a qué hora te despiertas?
Me despierto a las 7.
Muy bien. ¿Y te levantas a las 7?
No, me levanto a las 7:15.
Muy bien. ¿Y te duchas o te bañas?
Me ducho.
¿A qué hora?
Me ducho a las 7:30.
Muy bien. ¿No te afeitas?
No.
¿Te maquillas?
Sí. Me maquillo a las 8:15.
Sí. ¿Y te vistes?
Sí, claro.
Antes de salir.
Sí.
Okay, so before going out, antes de salir, me he visto. Te vistes in this case. Entonces, al volver. So, on coming back to the house. Al volver a casa. ¿A qué hora cenas?
Ceno a las 7.
Sí. ¿Y por la tarde trabajas o estudias?
Sí, estudio por la tarde.
Por la tarde, in the evening or the afternoon in certain situations. But here we're talking about después de cenar, after dining, estudias, ¿verdad?
Sí, verdad.
¿Y a qué hora te acuestas?
Me acuesto a las 11, más o menos.
Más o menos. ¿Y a qué hora te duermes?
Me duermo a las 11:30.
Muy bien. Y dime, cara, durante el fin de semana, ¿te acuestas a las 11?
No, me acuesto a las 4 o 5 por la mañana.
Now, this is actually something quite important because you don't say de la mañana a las 4 o 5 de la mañana because there is another time period in the Spanish-speaking world, and that is madrugada.
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 La madrugada, which probably goes from about midnight through to 4 or 5 in the morning. So, for example, you would say a las 3 de la madrugada.
A las 3 de la
Madrugada.
madrugada.
A las 3 de la madrugada.
A las 3 de la madrugada.
Okay, so about 3 o'clock in the very early morning. Muy bien. Now, Cara, I'd like you to ask me the same questions, okay?
Okay. ¿Te despiertas a qué hora?
Normalmente me despierto a las 6 más o menos.
¿Y te levantas a qué hora?
Pues normalmente me levanto también a las 6. Me despierto y me levanto.
¿A qué hora te duchas?
Me ducho a las 6:15.
¿Y te afeitas o te maquillas?
Pues depende. No, normalmente me afeito, no me maquillo.
¿A qué hora te vistes?
Me visto a las 6:30, a las 7 menos cuarto.
Ok. ¿Y por la tarde? ¿A qué hora te acuestas?
Bueno, depende. Si tengo mucho trabajo, me acuesto a medianoche o quizás aún a la 1 de la madrugada. Pero normalmente me acuesto a las 11.
¿Y a qué hora te duermes?
Pues me gusta leer. Así que normalmente leo un poco y luego me duermo a las 11:30 o quizás medianoche. Pero si tengo mucho trabajo y me acuesto tarde, pues no leo y me duermo inmediatamente.
Okay.
Okay, now there was quite a lot in that, and I obviously expanded a little. And a full transcript of our conversation there is in this week's notes, so you can find them at the website. And this is where it's over to you, because you can now talk about your daily routine at our Radiolingua forum. Visit the website on www.radiolingua.com and click on Discussion Forum in the menu.
Coffee break español.
Bueno, ya está.
Another lesson of Coffee Break Spanish. Now, we mentioned in show 41 that we're going to be heading down to London in the next couple of weeks for a major event.
That's right, the Language Show is an annual exhibition aimed at language learners and teachers from across the UK, and thousands of people will be attending this year's event.
If you're interested in finding out about language learning materials and meeting us, and you're in the London area between the 2nd and 4th of November, then head along to Olympia for the Language Show.
It would be great to meet some of our listeners, so if you're going to be coming to the Language Show, please do come and say hola at Stand 42, and indeed you can let us know that you're intending to come via the forum. We have lots of Radiolingua goodies to give away.
And there may even be an iPod or two to be won.
Preloaded with our entire back catalogue, of course.
But you do need to beat the show. You can find out more via our website on the Radiolingua forum or from the Language Show website on www.thelanguageshow.co.uk, where you can apply for free entry tickets for the show.
If you're not able to make it to London, we'll be posting some photos on the website and maybe even doing a live recording from the show for a future podcast.
Bueno, ¿eso es todo, Mark?
Creo que sí.
Okay, so we'll be back next week with more Coffee Break Spanish. In the meantime, thanks for listening.
Muchas gracias a todos y hasta la próxima.
Coffee Break Español.
This podcast was brought to you by the Radiolingua Network. Find out more at www.radiolingua.com.